Hello. So this is just a quick test of the little Protos quad while it's bound to my jumper T20, which is a really handy, cool feature, I think, because although the kit does come with a little radio, um, when you grow out of the radio and you want to get bigger, better quads with a bigger, better radio, you can still at least bind the little quad and still have some fun with it with the bigger radio. So that's what I'm doing, just testing flying with the other radio. The other thing that I'm wanting to do in this video is just test the breakup. Currently it's set to 1080 60, and you'll see here the way it actually breaks up in kind of stages. First you get pixelation and focus mode on the sides, then it goes black and white with the sides pixelated, and then you actually lose the sides altogether and it focuses right in on the center. Now it is still very blocky, and yeah, you're going to hit and snag little twigs and things like that. But the one thing that I really like about this is that the latency stays consistent. With walk snail, it goes all skippy and jumpy, and you could quite easily be in the tree without even realizing it. Where this kind of reminds me of analog, where the signal degrades, but the latency itself actually stays consistent. So at least if you're flying around and if you're flying a little bit quicker and you get into a little spot behind a tree or something where you lose your signal, it'll kind of go down into black and white and narrow the field of view, but your latency still says consistent, so you can kind of fly through it. So that's what I'm doing here, just in position hold mode. Kind of, I'm in the kitchen with my face kind of at 90 degrees to the quad now, and kind of flying in and around behind these trees and stuff, forcing the signal to degrade and go into the focus mode. And as you can see, the latency, it does kind of increase, but it's not to the point with walk snail where it would go really skippy and jumpy, and I'm still able to quite happily fly through those little gaps, even though the latency had increased kind of 10 milliseconds, but not to the kind of doubling or tripling like we would sometimes see with walk snail. So that's a feature that I actually quite like, and it would be awesome if that could be implemented in walk snail. So as you can see here, the latency is kind of low to mid 30s, jumps up to maybe 40. There was a 52, there was a little bit higher there, but it was still perfectly flyable. And you're kind of hoping that maybe you're flying through those patches quite quickly, or if you're going slow, you can still kind of negotiate around. So that's something that I quite like. So yeah, this is just a quick test using my jumper T20 and kind of forcing focus mode. One thing to note with using the jumper T20, I've noticed arm is on channel 5, which is what you would expect. The modes are on channel 7, and flip/turtle mode are on channel 9. I'm not really sure what's on 6 and what's on 8. I've kind of flicked switches and whatnot to see if something would happen, and nothing did happen. So I don't know whether they've just been skipped or not. And unfortunately with this little quad, it's kind of locked down. You can't really access Betaflight settings, so kind of what you have is what you get, which is something that I've experienced in the past when I got little Bayang Protocol 1S quads that I would bind to, at the time, my jumper T12. Kind of what you had is what you got. So yep, that's it. Something around it. We'll move to another video shortly.